Welcome to Short-Handed Sailing with me, Pip Hare and Key Yachting. In this series, we're going to break down the key manoeuvres that double-handed teams must execute and show you how only two people can sail a performance boat like this J99 safely and efficiently. All these tips apply for cruising boats as well, so it's for anyone who wants to make the most out of their boat when sailing with only two people. Many of us now have a Code Zero or a Furling Jenica as part of our sail wardrobe. So now we're going to have a look at how we hoist, set and drop a furling sail double-handed. The key point to the hoist and unfurl is that we hoist on the windward side and allow the sail to go around the forestay. Put the bow down to unfurl, so again there's not much apparent wind in the sail. When you're setting the sail up, you can do that on the windward side and there's no need to put the bow down, so you're not losing valuable heading while you're setting the sail up. It's just at the moment of unfurl to keep the apparent wind out of the way. When you come to hoist, the halyard tension is going to be really important to make sure that your sail unfurls well and the drum doesn't capsize underneath it. Now it depends what your setup as to whether you're going to look for that halyard tension from the halyard or from the tack line. On this boat we hoist the halyard to the top and then tension with a 2-to-1 tack line. The top tip is to let the backstay off before you put that tension in the Code Zero or Jenica, and then once you've got your tack line on your halyard tight, pull the backstay on and that will just give you an extra little bit of luff tension. Now we're set up to hoist, I'm going to let the backstay off. And then the tack is going out to an initial position on the bowsprit. And we'll tension that later. And then we're going to hoist the sail up the windward side of the jib. Now the great thing about this is if the boat's really heeled over, the sail won't escape over the side, it just falls into the jib. So we're hoisting up the windward side of the jib and eventually the sail will flick around the forestay, just making sure the sheets are eased, we've got no snags, and then we're looking for that tension in the halyard, so I'm going to make sure the halyard's all the way up. And then finally I'll tension on the tack. And then we're going to put backstay on just to maximise the stretch in that Jenica stay. And then when we're ready to unfurl, we put the bow down to decrease the apparent wind, steering on wind angle again, and unfurl using the sheet and the drum. And once the sail is out, we can go jib down. And then we're going to go bow up and set the trim up for reaching. When it comes to furling your Code Zero or your Jenica, it's pretty much the reverse process of the unfurl. So you're going to go bow down to decrease the apparent wind. Now it's important here that you do not go dead downwind. You want to have the sail flying away from the furler to avoid it wrapping at different rates on different places in the furler. Once you start furling, then just ease the sheet in time with the furler. And then once the sail's furled, you're going to ease the tack first to allow the bottom of the drum to come towards you. The crew can grab hold of the sail, pull it around the forestay, and then you drop the halyard down and the sail would just snake down the jib. Again, it won't fall over the side because it's in the jib. Now there is a little difference in technique as to whether you have a top-down furler or a bottom-up furler. If you have a top-down furler, you may need to preload some turns onto the drum before the furling process starts. If that's the case, then I would put the jib up, preload the turns on the drum, then put the bow down and ease the sheet and go for it. With a bottom-up furler, there's no need to do that. Just put the bow down straight away, ease the sheet and start furling. Ready for jib up? So our jib's up now, and we're using a top-down furler. So we're going to just try and preload some turns onto the drum before we actually furl. You can see the sails flapping already because the jib is blanketing the airflow. I'm going to put the bow down a little bit. We've got tension in the drum now, so I'm easing the sheet. Putting the bow down to decrease the apparent wind, allowing the sail to fly away from the boat, and off we go furling. Now I would furl until you've got a total wrap or two of the sheet on the sail so that you know it's not going to unfurl by accident. Then the next step is to let the tack line off so the drum can come into the boat. Okay, tack's off. And then we can pull the sail round to windward and then let the halyard off. Okay, halyard's coming down. Now I can put a little bit of tension on that jib halyard.